Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, altcoins are making a comeback finally after 2 days of being stagnant and down. It looks like they're gaining some traction. In the meantime, Bitcoin is taking a breather and kind of going sideways. So, let's discuss what's going on with Bitcoin, what's going on with these altcoins, and of course, let's talk about what's going on with Shiba. And lastly, unfortunately, I have some sad news to share with you guys. It is actually sad. I think a lot of you guys that's been watching me for a while will feel sad about this too. So let me talk about that as well. So before I get into that, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams almost every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, almost every day. But this week is a little different. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and check out all the latest news, articles, and guides at CryptosRUs.com. Okay, guys, welcome. This morning I was streaming on site at a very nice location, and that was beautiful, but it was tiring, man. I've been filming for 6-7 hours. Just got done with a nice dinner. I did post one video on TikTok already. But there's a lot more to come. But anyways, again, I'm on my phone. So, and Matt kind of guessed it. So the sad news, I'll just get out of the way. I know a lot of you guys have been watching me. You know that my little Shih Tzu dog, Puff, has always been in the background, right? Kind of, sometimes he wants to get out during Q&A, and sometimes he's just sleeping there. Unfortunately, he passed away yesterday. He was quite old. He was like 16 years old. He had a heart condition. He was on medication. He seemed fine. And then all of a sudden, my wife called me last night and said he wasn't doing so well. He passed away. So unfortunately, that's why I think a lot of you guys may be sad. A lot of you guys are dog lovers. It's very tough to lose a four-legged friend. So unfortunately, he's no longer with me, but you know what? We had some good years together. So that is the sad news. That's what I want to start out with. And it's always sad to lose a dog. But yeah. I think he's in a better place. All right, not to damper the mood too much. Maybe I should have said that during Q&A or something. So not to really dampen the mood, but it does suck. But okay, moving on to crypto, moving on to Bitcoin, 53.9, so a little bit lower. You can see Bitcoin after its recent pump to 55 came down to 54. That's where it is right now. So kind of hovering, right? But the theme, something I talked about for the last 2 days, 2.5 days, is BTC dominance. And BTC dominance was, you could see right here clearly, it's just going up and up and up. Finally, you could see it came down a little bit, right? So the one thing, the correlation I was looking at is 2017 versus now, and the end of 2017 when altcoins, they started going down because Bitcoin dominance went up and liquidity got sucked out of the altcoins. So I was wondering if the same thing's going to happen. Well, and I said it was too early to make that judgment call, but yeah, it does look like some of that money is flowing back into altcoins, or it could be, again, I couldn't pinpoint if it was just Bitcoin or it was Shiba, because Shiba, you could see, took a big dump today, down 32%. And I did say, wait for it. When Shiba corrects or when Bitcoin stalls out, some of that money can be flowing back into altcoins, and maybe that's what we're seeing. So I do appreciate those of you guys that are chiming in about my dog, the kind words. I do appreciate it, but Matsy, I appreciate it, yeah. But I need to move on. Otherwise, I'm going to get too teary-eyed and I can't finish this stream. So, it's one of those things like this morning when I was keeping busy, I wasn't thinking about it. That's why I was like very cheerful. I didn't even mention it this morning, right? But now that I'm back in my hotel, reflecting, talking to my wife about it, and it's like the emotions is running high again. All right. So going back, yeah. So it's one of those things where whether or not Bitcoin or Shiba is the cause of Bitcoin dominance coming down, we don't know. It's still early. But if Bitcoin continues to run, let's say next week it hits 60,000 and continues to run, and BTC dominance just keeps doing this and this and then it keeps going up, well, then it does look like that's probably going to be the trend for a while until Bitcoin tops out. Then when that happens, a lot of the money will flow back into altcoins, and then will cause altcoins to go up in a big way, 3 to 5 to 10x explosion. So again, it's a little bit too early to call, but I do like seeing some of the altcoins coming back. At least you're seeing Ethereum still in the green, Binance Coin in green. You can see Cardano up 4%, Polkadot up 6%, Luna, one of my favorites, is up 15%. That is fantastic. Avalanche is up 6%. Algorand is up almost 8%. Cosmos is up 4%, right? So pretty good recovery day for altcoins, although still they haven't recovered fully from like a week ago, but it's a start. It's a start. And since we have, since I talked about Shiba, I did tell you guys the last few days, I told you guys that, hey, if you're going to jump into Shiba, which many of you guys seem to have done, right, you got to be prepared for volatility, because anything that goes up to the moon can also come down, right? So right now, it hasn't fallen to its previous low. It's still like a third, it's still pretty high compared to just even a few days ago. You can see in the last 7 days, it's still up 200%. So it's not like it lost all gains, right? But I did warn you guys, if you're going to get in, especially towards the top when it's pumping up, you got to be prepared, because there could be corrections like right now, right? But according to team, there's going to be some kind of announcement incoming. What is that? Could it be Robinhood edition? I don't know, but that could be the big thing that's been rumored for quite some time. So we'll see. But like I said, with meme coins, with very hyped up FOMO coins, you could be in the game if you want to. You're taking a big risk, right? But big risk, big rewards. But you have to recognize that there will be volatility, and you have to withstand those, right? Because most people in meme coins, unfortunately, they don't, and then they panic sell as soon as there's a small correction. That's why the correction becomes exaggerated. I don't even know. Exaggerated? No. I don't even know the word, but you guys know what I mean. But looking at Super Chat, Matt, I said that I really do appreciate it. And Gohan, I do appreciate it. Thank you. It is it's very tough. I can't imagine if dogs, let's say they live longer. I mean, they already live long. I mean, 16 to 18 years, sometimes 20 years. That's pretty long. But imagine if dogs actually lived for like 50 or 60 years, or they lived as long as a human, right? Then it would be like total devastation to lose a dog. I mean, I guess in a way it's a blessing that they do not live that long, because if they did, the pain would be like unbearable almost. Tommy, thanks for your knowledge, honesty, and learn more since following you than ever. Almost got a whole one. Congratulations, Tommy. Congratulations. Everyone, I do feel like, should at least get one Bitcoin. That is the goal, because think about it. Bitcoin, I believe, is going to $1 million, and so many others believe that too. Eventually, it doesn't mean it's going to happen soon, but maybe 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So just by having one will make you a millionaire. And plus, we know Bitcoin is so scarce, there's not even enough for all the millionaires out there in the world, right? So if you're able to get one, you're well in the top 1% of Bitcoin holders. You're like 0.01% compared to the rest of the world. So congratulations. Dave, you think no one cares, but actually a lot of people do care. If you look at my videos from the last few days, they've been like exploding because people do care. And what I'm definitely trying to help educate people, because people are looking up nonstop. So I'm trying to help educate people, making them realize that this is what they're in for. Phantom is on a tear. I don't know about on a tear, but they have gone up a little bit, so that's good for them. Jeff, I'm sorry to hear that. It really is heartbreaking. Um, Bitcoin ETF with vault equity. I did see that. See, okay, moving on from Shiba or whatever, right? So there's this, but this is different. Someone yesterday said this too. The SEC didn't approve the ETF, a Bitcoin ETF. They approved the ETF based on companies that hold a significant amount of Bitcoin. That's the difference. So I was looking at it and people were like, oh, Bitcoin ETF was approved. I'm like, really? No. So this is the ETF made of companies like Tesla and PayPal and 20 other companies that hold a significant amount of Bitcoin. So the ETF is on public trade companies that hold Bitcoin. This is not a Bitcoin ETF, right? But these companies do have large exposure, so they tend to move up and down with Bitcoin. So it is positive, but it's no better than, say, if you're buying, a Bitcoin mining stock or MicroStrategy stock. It's kind of the same. What we really want is true Bitcoin ETF that's backed by Bitcoin. That is what we're looking for. Do inflation news help crypto be more bullish? Only if you believe in inflation, because it seems like there's still a lot of people that does not believe in inflation. So, yeah. But yes, it should. It should. So that, is a start. Bitcoin futures ETF probably coming around the corner. That's going to be a stepping stone. And after that, then finally we'll probably get a true Bitcoin ETF backed by Bitcoins. So we'll see. Speaking of which, look at this. JP Morgan says institutional investors are favoring Bitcoin over gold. Wow. The big bank said in a note today that institutional investors are back to taking money out of gold and into Bitcoin. So speaking of inflation, right, there's really two things you could buy. You could buy gold or you could buy Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is the one that's moving. Gold is the one that's going down. So, of course, institutional investors are going to be betting on the fastest horse, right? And that's Bitcoin. So as we move higher and higher and higher, and as Bitcoin, comes closer and closer to gold, you're going to see more of this coming. So be prepared. Be prepared. Do you see a BTC dump weekend or sudden rally? I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't have a magic 8-ball to tell you. Do gold futures ETF create synthetic supply and soak up demand that should go to the real thing? Do you think BTC futures ETF could have a negative effect? No, because futures already exist, options already exist, yet the volume of them is still low. So I don't think that's the case, although I could be wrong. Many people said when gold ETF was introduced, gold actually skyrocketed. So it actually caused more demand, right? So I guess we'll see. El Salvador now receives 9% of their remittances in Bitcoin already. I mean, there's so much El Salvador news. And they're all positive because they're a test bed for a country utilizing Bitcoin for its strengths, right? As a store of value, as a way to transfer money. And they're just doing all the right things right now. All the right things. And there's more El Salvadorians that have Bitcoin and the Shiba wallet than they do of bank accounts. So think about that. It's pretty darn big. I've never heard of block before, Sean. If you don't believe there will be another bear market, will new crypto investors have the chance to accumulate low prices again for massive gains? It won't be. Yes, there's always to be low prices. Any price is low compared to the future, I believe, in crypto. But as for massive gains, they're not going to have the same kind of gains as people who got in earlier. So there'll still be gains, and there'll still be massive gains, but just not as massive as the people that got in early, right? So just think about that. That's why I've been saying at 3,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, right? Buy the dip, because in the future, whatever price you're buying at will seem tame compared to future price, right? People didn't believe me at the time When I've been shouting it at 3,000, 6,000, 10,000, they're like, you're a joke. Bitcoin will never go back up to 20,000. It'll never surpass 20,000, right? I said it at 40,000. I even said it at 60,000. And some people are like, oh, look at you, George. You said it. You told people to buy 60,000 and now it's at 30,000. I'm like, well, I'm viewing it long term. Short term, yeah, that could happen. But just wait. Wait another year, another 2 years, another 5 years. Bitcoin will be much higher than 60,000. It'll be at 100,000, 150,000, 200,000, $1 million, right? So it's just a matter of having patience and holding. And it's really it, and buying the dip. All right. What else is there? Spot volume up nearly 2x over the last 10 days. This is on Binance, FTX, and Coinbase. Kind of makes sense, which is why Bitcoin is shooting up, right? It'll probably continue. This volume chart will probably continue to go up. But one thing to note is look at the red. I mean, no, I'm not colorblind. Look at the yellow. Look, that's Binance's volume, okay? And look at how small Coinbase's volume is and FTX volume versus Binance. So there's a lot of exaggeration about Binance's demise, okay? They're nowhere close of shutting down or losing volume to these other exchanges. I mean, their volume is what? 5, 6, 7x more than Coinbase's. So think about that. Think about how big Binance is. So that's why I don't discount BNB. Will VeChain hit $1 to cycle? Probably not. Probably not. Well, I don't know. I forgot what price they're at. Like 20 cents? 11 cents? I don't know. Maybe an off chance. And that's pretty much it. You know, Bitcoin is holding. Altcoins are coming back up. And Shiba is dumping. So we'll see. We'll see where this leads to. Thoughts on Elrond? Elrond is just one of those coins. It's a promising blockchain with sharding, very similar. It's an EVM compatible chain. They have a robust ecosystem, but they just haven't caught as much fire as some of the other network protocols. All right, let's do some Q&A. I'm trying to... Someone says BCH is a money grab. That is right. It's a big money grab by Roger Vera and Jihuan Wu. Thoughts on Tezos? Tezos they actually have a robust NFT marketplace. A lot of NFT projects, so that's been carrying them this year. So I actually like Tezos now. Alan, I appreciate it. It's tough. Will you DCA today? I didn't prepare for it. No, it's passed already. You know what? I'm going to skip DCA this week. It was supposed to be yesterday. This week is very hectic for me. Like I'm traveling and I'm going to be here for a while. So yeah. Laura Crow, I appreciate that. Hellcat says Shiba cannot go up forever. I said that too, right? If you're going to get into Shiba, you better prepare for the volatilities, right? But if you really believe it, you believe in the future, you believe in their layer 2 that's coming, you believe in their incubator and NFTs, right? Well, then you should take advantage. You should actually buy the dips. You shouldn't panic sell as soon as it corrects like many do, right? You got to treat it as investment, even something like Shiba. So... and it's still up, way up for the last 7 days. What's up with Cardano? Any prediction? I mean, it's starting to come up, but still very off from its previous high. I'm still waiting for it to come up. I think it's going to make a significant move as soon as a DeFi project comes out and says that our DEX works. What do you think about project from Kusama's parachains? I've seen a lot. I've seen some. It's mostly like DeFi stuff. None that really blew me away, so I don't know. Can BPro 10x before end of the year? Yeah, because they're a microcap, they definitely could. Thoughts on how stagnant AMP has been? I mean, what else you want to say? It's stagnant. There's nothing else to say about that. Tomorrow's job report are coming out. Will that affect crypto market? Probably. Well, I mean, it's going to affect the stock market, and then we'll see if the stock market affects crypto market. Recently, stocks have not been doing that well, and Bitcoin and market is still going up. So kind of shows you that we're in that bearish, quarter where maybe Bitcoin is just unstoppable, regardless of what happens to the stock market, right? We haven't seen that true decoupling in quite some time. So I guess we'll see. We'll see. What do you expect the parachain auctions? Yeah, I think parachain auctions will be a big driving force for Polkadot. Offers interoperability between different parachains. Um, yeah. What was your first really big lick in crypto when you started out and realized what was going on? Was a BTC altcoin. My very first one, I heard about Bitcoin back in 2013, but I couldn't mine it because they already moved to ASIC miners, so I went into Litecoin mining, and that's when I realized that, hey, this is special. The very first time that you can have your own money trees in your basement, cranking out crypto that actually can be redeemed for real money. Like, that was mind-boggling. But I didn't get it. I really didn't get it. I didn't get the future of Bitcoin. I didn't believe it was just too small, right? I didn't get the 4-year cycles. And I didn't really get it until end of 2017. I saw Bitcoin coming up. There's a lot of things talked about, the same things that we're talking about now, but in 2017 they didn't really happen, but they're happening now, right? So I kind of got it toward the end of 2017. Unfortunately, the winter came, but I spread the news. Some people stuck with me, some people just got out, but the people that stuck with me continued to hold on and continue to DCA. They're the ones that made some big life-changing wealth. Audio, I still like audio. I think they could be a good hold. My 4-year-old just said, "I'm George, we're all George." Hello, little buddy. I don't know what ducks are. I'm not going to look at wave ducks. All right. Hank, I appreciate that. Lucas, I think you already know what I feel about Litecoin. So Harmony, I like Harmony just like all the EVM compatible chains out there, but Harmony with their DeFi projects starting to gain traction. Can you explain what an ETF is? ETF is exchange traded fund. It's not a crypto thing. It's a stock thing. It's just basically, if you think about it, it's a pool of things. It could be a pool of stocks. It could be a pool of, I don't know, gold, or it could be a pool of Bitcoin. That's what we're looking for. So if people buy shares of that pool, then that pool is forced to replenish what's inside the fund. I kind of butchered that explanation, but just know that it's a fund that will be populated with Bitcoin. And if they sell off shares and the shares are really popular and people are buying it, then the fund manager needs to put more Bitcoins into the fund. So it's an exchange traded fund. Take a look at it. I don't know what NADAX is. I've never heard that exchange before, so be careful. Yeah, Litecoin is definitely a sell in my opinion. All right. Last few questions. That's pretty much it. Oh, that's funny. All right. All right. That's pretty much it. I'll let you guys go. Overall, Bitcoin is finally in that kind of like, not finally, but it's in that consolidation period that we have seen before. Maybe it does hover here for a little bit, but time seems so slow in crypto, yet it's only been 1 week into October. We still have 3 weeks left for this month. So some very, very bullish things could be happening. But I'm liking the fact that some altcoins are starting to gain again. So I do like that trend shift, but it's early. Let's keep our eyes on it and see what happens. And last thing is about Shiba. You guys, those of you guys that are aping or FOMO into Shiba, be careful, right? There's definitely money to be made, and I do think, honestly, I like Shiba's long-term prospects better than Doge at this point. But be prepared. Anything that goes up that fast, anything that could go up to the moon, can definitely come down just as fast. So you have to prepare for that and try not to FOMO in at the top. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the kind words about my my little dog that unfortunately passed away. So you're not going to be seeing him anymore. But I do have another Shih Tzu, so maybe you'll see him behind me while in the future when I stream. So, all right, have a good night, guys. Tomorrow morning, I think I should be able to stream around the same time. Maybe not, but make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter and Facebook. All right, take care, guys. Bye bye.